Hi, hello, and welcome to the Daily Tarot Buffet brought to you by Vertex, brought to you by the Lunar Lounge. My name is Serene, Priestess of Veloci. I'll be your oracle today. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon in Sagittarius. So that's like the 9th through 11th in most places of the world. And during that time, we'll have the moon trining Pluto, moon squaring Saturn, moon trining Sun, moon trining Jupiter, and moon squaring Neptune. Okay, and so we'll be deliberating the fine. Oopsie. Okay, well, I'll just leave that alone. We'll be deliberating the findings from the Thoth Tarot. Significator will be the Hierophant. And okay, so when the sun is transiting through Aries and we have a Sagittarius transiting moon for a few days, so we're still kind of in a new moon phase. A full moon phase. I'm going to count it. It's a tiny sliver missing. So we'll just still call it a full moon. And then it's a 9th house event, okay? So what that means is I'm hearing drive, desires, passions, motivations for some reason. I keep hearing that all the time lately. The 9th house is when you begin to see in the future. The 8th house is when you're kind of wandering through the dark, wandering through the swamp, wandering through the murk, wandering through the muck. You might be blind, essentially, typically, or it starts with blindness to yourself. Typically, it will be the shadow nature. So when you overcome that, or when you come into the light or back into the light, because the 8th house could be a dark night of the soul, you end up in the 9th house. So I call it wandering through the forest. When you're wandering through the forest and you don't know how thick it is, okay, well, once you know how thick the forest is, or the exit, or you find the light at the end of the tunnel, that's kind of the 9th house. But it could be looking across the horizon, above the horizon. It can be when you become illuminated, when you become enlightened, when things get enumerated, if you would. So basically an inventory. It's also like trying to qualify for something, whether it be like a PhD level. You'd see bachelor's level in the 5th house PhD, and the 9th house master's PhD in the 9th house. Now, actually, PhD, it can be trying to get into something like a prestigious school, qualify for a grant, qualify for a loan, things of that nature. Now, also, it can be insights, especially like your insights from yourself, insights from your higher mind about things that have been conditioned and programmed. It's when also you accept teachings, whether they be teachings from a guru, from a disciple. If you're a disciple, it doesn't actually mean always the teaching. It can very much, because it's very paternal, it's very much father. It also can talk about brothers or uncles. Okay, so brothers of the father, typically paternal relatives. Okay, older brothers is 11th house, younger brothers would be 3rd house in general, older siblings, younger siblings, those houses. So that's what's coming through right now. So these are just viewpoints on higher laws, higher mind, higher teachings, okay? And this is the 9th house. So I was talking about those transits. So on the 9th, we have moon sextiling Pluto, okay? So that's positive. We might be deeper in control of ourselves, is what I'm feeling. Insight that's been missing falls into our hand. things come for us in terms of how to navigate, negotiate, make it through. We might see into something that has been right in front of us, but kind of invisible. And it might be collective, it might be galactic, it might be celestial, it might have to deal with the community at large, or the community in the world at large. That's Moon sextile Pluto, same day the 9th. We have Moon square Saturn. So the squares can be a conflict, but it's not so much like an oppositional conflict. So this is something kind of adversarial. We either need to confront something or we're feeling restricted with the square. Moon is the needs, the emotions, typically is how we order things internally. And then Saturn would be the actual world at large in terms of boundaries. So it can be the body, it can be, I'm feeling like we're gonna have to navigate some kind of relationship boundary or some kind of emotional repression. Moon square Saturn, especially with that Pisces Sagittarius energy. So that's very much, those are both Jupiter ruled. So we typically would want to expand. We would want to get bigger, brighter, and better, broaden horizons. I'm hearing take an oath. I'm hearing save somebody. I'm hearing go places. I'm hearing make moves. I'm hearing play our cards right. And there's some kind of repression, restriction, reaction, regulation around that we don't like, Saturn. Okay, and then moving forward to the 11th, we have this moon trining the sun. So there will be gifts, there will be opportunities. So there's just going to be a positive energy flow on the 11th and an adversarial energy flow on the 9th, okay? 10th has no transits of note, none that are popping up here. It might be because the degrees, the orbs are wider. I tend to use a 4-degree orb, okay? So moon trine sun, moon trine Jupiter, moon square Neptune. Okay, so Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, a square doesn't do much, okay? Because it's generational anyway, so you'd have to just come up with the consciousness and it'll work itself out. But it would have conflicts with women. I know it's not Venus, but moon square Neptune, there would be some kind of womanly conflict, feminine conflict. Somebody might not like the way we see something, the way we handle something, the way we go about something, the way we organize something, the way we think about something. It would also talk about how we are manifesting out of our imagination. Somebody might want to give us a reality check or something of that nature. I'm also hearing that we're going to figure out somebody has dementia or one of those cognitive, I just heard the word cognitive disorder. Okay, so moon trine Jupiter. So this is great. Trines are great because you don't have to do much. It comes for you or it gets given to you, essentially is what that is. A conjunction comes for you. A trine is a gift that falls into your hand. Okay, so we have the sun trining the moon and the moon trining Jupiter. Ooh, yeah, okay. So this is gonna be easy flowing life, a fortune, and abundance. It will also be an expansive flowing life of fortune and abundance. There could be a solution in a relationship, a solution in some kind of strive to manifest something, and we're gonna feel lighthearted, at ease, and in control. Okay, so we might believe in something bigger, brighter, and better. We might have faith in something that we haven't before. Okay, that's what I'm getting, especially with that Pluto moving through there in the sextile. Okay. Okay, and so that's ease, that's peace, that's purity, the temperance. Yeah, we're going to be bringing some order over something that's probably been a little traumatic, a little bit chaotic. Something's finally over, it seems. I think it's because we have some kind of consciousness, awareness. We might be putting it into something, or something's wrapping itself up. A cycle's over, it might be a strict ending. Thea, the Hermit here with the Six of Wands. So remember I was saying guru, disciple, the Hermit is the guru. The Hierophant would be the counselor. They could both be the same thing. Although, like a lawyer in federal court oftentimes can come up, the Hermit. I don't know why I'm saying that. So we found our teacher. Or we had a teacher that was holding a position. Now, said differently, it can be a teaching. For instance, if you have a mentor who you don't have a direct relationship with, okay, the worst has left me. I was hearing model. It's not ringing true for me. So some kind of teaching or teacher, we have found it. And they may have been doing something bad, I'm getting. We could have been carrying a flame or letting them dig us a hole. They were digging a hole, we could have been digging a hole with the 10 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 9 of Swords, because things are becoming stressful now. Now, this is a very difficult cycle, but it's one of burden. And then this is also a difficult cycle, 9 of Swords, but it's even more. It could be betrayal in terms of decay, destruction, death, dereliction, desolation, I'm hearing. Also, it can mean that this cycle is getting prickly. It can also mean that there's shame, okay, guilt, okay. So if something was trying to take over the flesh, take over the spirit of the flesh, it's adversarial, oppositional. And also it can mean that a cycle is completing itself. We have a 9 and a 10, but this cycle is decaying. The space is trying to take up is not so bueno. And then this 10 of Pentacles here. So this is a double Virgo energy here. Somebody might have their Mercury in Virgo. I'm just getting like there could be a teacher who is taking a lot of money, or really how things are building up, how things are coming out, how things are culminating, how things are completing. It's burdensome, it's prickly, it's adversarial, and it's about money or wealth or abundance or something that's being built. 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, that's something that's being built. So we've had a pair of 10, and now we have a pair of 9. Yeah, so we're being left to our own devices. We're safe and secure in the self, but we might need to withdraw. Extract is the word that I'm hearing. Extract yourself from the situation because something's working against us. 8 of Pentacles, somebody had some kind of power. Somebody was ruling from a position of power. And we have a lot of Virgo energy. We had all 3 Virgos come out. So somebody could be a Virgo moon, a Virgo Mercury, a Virgo sun, a Virgo Venus here, a Virgo midheaven, a Virgo rising. Okay, and then we were giving them a lot of love. This is our line. We really had a lot of we really were committed to being in some kind of mutually beneficial, nourishing needs exchange here with this person. And we've had 3 10s come out. So that's a completion that's getting out of our hands, or a completion that's going to transition away from us, or a completion that's going to expand the path out of this. Okay. And it is a wrap with the, okay, I called, in my mind, I heard the Sun card, but that's the, okay, in my mind, I just heard the Wheel of Fortune. That's the World card. Okay, so Sun would mean accomplishing, no. Yes, Sun would mean accomplishing, Will would mean completing, and then, or transitioning, and then The world card would mean achieving. So I was hearing all that in the code switch there. Okay, and then somebody may have their Saturn in the Hermit. Somebody may have their Saturn in Virgo. Now, the Hermit actually is the zodiac of Virgo, but it's also, somebody may have their Saturn in Virgo, but it's also the astrology of the Saturn at the gate. And so we have Saturn here. So the gate is the first, fourth, seventh, or 10th house in the chart, okay? It can also be somebody who's of a high ranking. This is like senator or cabinet level kind of rank. So a minister of some kind, they could be a massive leader in a church, consigliere, co-switching, man. Okay, so I'm hearing conoscenze. Consigliere here, consigliere. Yeah, okay, so consigliere, that they're like an advisor behind somebody who's a world builder, world bridger. I'm hearing matrix as well. So this person is woven a set of lies here, a web of lies. Okay, and I'm reading our line, so I don't think we're diabolical. I hope I'm not attracting diabolical hosts to the channel here. Okay, somebody definitely has their Saturn in Virgo. Now something is a wrap, something's over. This is a person who was an advisor to us. Consigliere, yeah, this is a person who was an advisor to us. I'm code switching a lot. I'm hearing things in different languages. I'm seeing colors, numbers. And me personally, I have synesthesia, chromesia. So sometimes I smell sounds. Sometimes I taste words, you know. So we have the incense on, and it's frankincense and myrrh, but I'm smelling geranium. Oh. And I'm seeing Germany spelled out. Okay, so to me, that's called Aspergo protocol. Whenever I get German energy in in mediumship. So I don't want to offend anybody. Aspergo is just, it's a trigger, an alert that means somebody's trying to take over, and they can be trying to colonize, regardless of their skin color, okay? Aspergo is Italian for Habsburg. Okay, I mean, no disrespect. Let's move on. So with the moon, somebody is ruling in the night, there's some kind of, yeah, this is the matrix, the world card and the moon. It might be subtle, psychic, ancient, especially with the hermit, mechanisms, models. Something might also be attached to the psyche, might be attached to the birth. It can also talk about multiple lifetimes. And it also is saying that in the next 2 weeks, the cycle is going to be completely over because it's being deaded. Okay, with that moon card and the 9 of swords, that means something's about to be over that should have ended a long time ago. And it's in community here with the Lovers card. Okay, and then when you have the Lovers card and the Moon card come out like that, it could be I'm hearing Lisak Badu and Tohosu, so that's Oshimare and Dambala. I mean, I don't use that language, it's offensive in my tradition, but in your tradition, definitely wouldn't be. If you're Yoruba, I'm Wudun, so we use different language. So Lisak Badu, Tohosu Hoho, but for others, it's Oshimare, Dambala. Okay, and this is Papabensu, Dattatreya. It also means that somebody has the Neptune in Gemini. And again, we might have been pinned down, somebody took over. Somebody took something from us, over from us, and we have an 8, 9, and a 10. we have, it's even crazier than that. Okay, so we have 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and even in the Pentacles, we have 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. So this is a progression that's about to end. Something's about to be over, and it's war or some kind of rude awakening. With the Tower and the Hangman, that's called passive aggression. That combination, okay? Or stuck in a crisis. The only other combination read for that, it's called something that's vital, like, oh, you know, you end up in the hospital. Example, you're in the hospital, oh, what's their condition? Critical, okay. This is like that you need something vital. Also like vital records or something like that, but it's talking about the situation. Typically it's crisis, typically it can come in suddenly. Oh no, it's something pretty intense with this Knight of Swords, and now we're in the we're in another line here. Okay, so there needs to be swift action here because something is critical, vital, crucial, and it might be moving quickly, or this unraveling is coming fast. It can also be that there's something that has been seized or exploited, or something's about to be seized or exploited, which would mean somebody's gonna rush upon us, seize upon us. 7 of Cups, they are looking at us like an option, or with the 7 of Cups, or they're trying to confuse, gaslight us. It's because we have some kind of happiness and contentment, even though they're doing all this whatever to us. Horsepucky is the word that I'm hearing. They want to block our mind. They want us to think differently. They want us to decide something which would actually be a loss. And it's been over the last week, they've been working at getting us to change our mind. They don't want us to do something. 5 of Pentacles. They want us to feel weak, unworthy, or depleted in some way. 6 of Swords. But apparently we're driving right through the situation. We're being guided through the situation, or we're bypassing. Okay, and then 6 of Cups. So we're receiving help, we're receiving support with this pair of 6. And that's gifts, being chosen. It's also support. Okay, it might have to deal with soulmate ties. And it's true, we're bypassing a situation here. Somebody is launching attacks. I'm sorry to say, I'm doing a lot of readings on attack and war and magic, and okay, but this is, it's sustaining blows from an external party. That's literally what that means. It can also mean successfully coming through a crisis, but not with a Hangman, because we're stuck. And we have the 9 of Swords that usually talks about attack. The first card out was a Chariot card, which is this one that I'm talking about, is the Knight of Swords. Now, the only alleviation here is that it's in the collective, so everybody's kind of going through this. So it can be like I also said the Matrix. So that's a war on humanity. I believe we're already at like World War III or whatever language that is, but it's over our mind, because once you take over the mind, it's easy to take over the soul. Now, and then when that was third party, now when we're looking at second party, which is the other person, first part out was the Chariot, so that means an opponent and adversary. And this person, okay, so this combination here, the Chariot and the Star card, that means to the victor goes the spoils. So this 9th house, I think we're going to see what's going on, whether it be a global, galactic, a celestial warfare, or who this one person is. This person had or has power over us. They're in a higher stature state than us. They probably have their respective community or their respective some kind of organization. They might be something, some abstract version of untouchable or unreachable. I like the word inaccessible, unapproachable. It's not really applied here. But let me just read this down. To the victor goes the spoils. It also means play the game to win, not to lose. That's called a prevent defense. It also means a loss right now will be a big one, but so will a win. So again, play the game to win, not to lose. Double negative, but what that means is play the game to win. Don't play the game avoiding loss. That's called a prevent defense. You may not let the other team score any points if you're playing the game not to lose, but you're not going to score any points either. So I am the prize. Chariot in the star card, and that's true. Somebody might have their Jupiter in Aquarius here. Also, this person is trying to restore their life, restore their timeline through us. So that, okay, now I understand. Somebody switched places with us. They took something from us that we were about to be blessed with, and it was going to put us in a higher elevation, higher status. And what they were able to do was, okay, so I'm hearing they got a furlough from karmic prison. They were off to karmic prison when they met us, and they were in a position of power, some kind of advisory, some kind of high rank, whether it was true or not, in reality, meaning actual factual. But in our reality, they were in a position of power, high esteem, okay? And we gave them our own power because we were conditioned and programmed or guided to believe that they're probably in some kind of societal role, and we've been conditioned and programmed through upbringing and whatnot to give that kind of trust and belief over. This person was like a whale, bigger, larger than life. And they wanted to restore themselves through us, okay? And that's what they did, but it was a temporary thing, okay? Somebody might have their Sun and Jupiter conjunct, or this is a manifestation event. So something's gonna be righted, something's gonna be aligned. I think they got into okay, I'm hearing Ingading. So that's the secret garden, the Garden of Eden, the paradise. They got into paradise through us. And the Nine of Swords can mean we've been living under a lie. It's one of those things about like when we find out, we feel stupid about it. Three of Pentacles. So they might have done this for 3 lifetimes, 3 years, 3 decades. So, and this is their motive. This is like their MO. There's a few indicators for MO, but we have the Sun card and the 3 of Pentacles here, now the 7 of Pentacles. So this is their agenda, this is their MO. And it also means that over the last 3 months, they've had this plan or they've had this agenda, and they started sowing some kind of seed in the last week or so. It's not going to pan out well for them. It's literally decay, things dying on the vine, weeds. Okay, and then this is also a death combination. I don't have enough here. Okay, but the 10 of Swords and the Sun card right then and there. Now, what it does mean is that if they get into the divine realm, somebody's going to see them, and this would be hacking in, breaking in. The demons don't belong in heaven. Sometimes they do get in there, and that's very short-lived. And they always have to break in. For some reason, they made it past the alarm or the security perimeter. It's usually a vibrational thing, so you really can't do that. You usually have to hijack somebody else. I'm hearing flesh shoot. I don't know what that means. I don't want to know. But yeah, typically you're attached to a being with access. But I'm hearing that what they deserve is eternal damnation. They need to be exposed in some kind of way, and that's already on the way. There's something prickly on some prickly expansion on the horizon. It's started about a week ago, and that's the truth. Oh, that was the difficult. Yeah, an imposter here. So we need to be informed of somebody being an imposter, or Judas, a saboteur. Okay, so let's read more into this and see what we got, what's going on. Yeah, because they're dark cloud, they're untouchable with the Five of Pentacles. I'm hearing that. Okay, now I just saw the Death card and then I saw the Sun card. And before I had the Sun and the Ten of Swords. So I was waiting on the Death card for confirmation on the death that I was predicting. These readings, man. So I'm hearing this Suzanne Vega song, you know, the Tom's Diner. Yeah, so I also just feel like this person has collaborators, or they're doing this through other people. They're using other people's energy, other people's, okay, I'm hearing other people's access codes. Ooh. You know, this person's trying to break into heaven. They're trying to restore themselves through us. It might also be supply. Now we have the Hierophant with the Two of Pentacles. So something's about to reverse. Okay. Yeah, there's a reversal coming here. King of Pentacles. Somebody's been swapping places, diverting. They've manifested something out of that, and it's starting to be repelled. It's starting to no longer work with the Five of Wands. That's petty or demon energy. With the Eight of Wands, they had the perfect little get up set up for a while, and Queen of Wands. They're trying to keep their position settled, situated. With the it's slipping out of their hands with the Seven of Wands, and it is the devil. So negative influence, evil, malevolence. It can be toxicity. Now, they can be doing business deals. It can be a Capricorn. And for some reason, I'm hearing rising, but I don't see the Knight of Pentacles. So this would be midheaven, the Sun. And if they're not, it's very malevolent with the Seven of, because they had a position of power. It was stolen or wrought from somebody else, wrestled out of somebody else's hands, and it's starting to slip. And this is a person who's being told to go back to hell, crawl back to your pits. I'm hearing that. Okay, so I should have known better when this was the first card out in the Pentacles. And I'm not talking about the snake there. I just knew a reversal was happening. So somebody was masking around as good or whatever, masquerading around as good or whatever, and that's about to shift, transition, change, because they're going to be revealed, exposed. We had that Sun out before with that 10. That's eternal damnation. The Ten of Swords and the Sun, that's eternal damnation, or being freed from the abyss after an eternity. Eternity is 4.3 billion years in our consciousness. Okay, now we have the Four of Swords. So this can be being brought before the throne of God, especially with the Hierophant there, but we would be going before the throne of God and requesting, and then this Pentacles came out, and it's not going with the with this line where the devil is. So first of all, Six of Pentacles. So things are needing to become fair. It was a long time in coming. And here it's saying Taurus. So we have Moon in Taurus, or Mars in Taurus, or Taurus rising. It's Mars in Taurus because this is actually a water rising. Now, it might have been a magnetic attraction as well. So I'm hearing Scorpio. Yeah, so Scorpio rising, Taurus, Mars. Moon. In Taurus. And that would be Moon in Scorpio. Okay, so that's when you have a moon Mars opposition in the charts, whether they be synastry, composite, etc. It is better for you and yourself than with the interaction in somebody else, because basically somebody's always gonna, it's cowgirl energy, cowboy energy. I don't deal with that. So a cowgirl is somebody who gets told what your boundaries and standards are, and they initially seem like they're okay with that, and they're only like that so they can get in, get access. Once they get in there and get access, they're gonna try to change you. And really, if you extrapolate it down, do all the numbers, do all the advanced calculus, it's because they want to repress you, overpower you, basically dominate you. And then they're trying to jump in there and get their way. And then the cowboy energy is somebody kind of like a show off. They always get out there in front. They push you out of the way. They don't collaborate with you. They don't check in with you about what your intention is, what your motives are, what your objective is. They very much are taking things into their own hand. It's that song, you know, you feel entitled to a sense of control. You're making decisions you think are your own. You are a stranger here. Why have you come? Meaning, like, you're not acting with the tribe. You're not acting with the group. You're not acting with the community. You keep stepping out, stepping out of line, stepping out of protocol, stepping. That's a cowboy. Okay, so I'm getting that. Two of Cups here. It's actually talking about timing. So there was a blessing that came 2 weeks ago, or it started to come in, because it can still be slowly approaching with the Knight of Pentacles, Cavalli Denari here. You know, it also means that we have a strong relationship with God, and that we're moving closer to God. Five of Cups. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, we were blessed, but the blessing was that a bubble burst. Wool got pulled off from over our eyes. Now there's the grief, the mourning, the remorse, regret. Because now somebody is in a demonic situation where they are made of hell. But they wish they had played their cards better. And remember when we had that Chariot, and I feel like I'm being wrung out like a dirty dish rag. This reading is working. Okay. So remember when we had that Chariot and the Star card? I had for a moment mistaken that as the Star card, and because it's the Thought deck. Some of the cards look similar, like the Judgment card I confuse a lot with the Temperance card. I confuse a lot with the Chariot card. So I thought we had the Chariot and the Temperance, but it was actually the Chariot and the Star. So when you have the Chariot and the Temperance, it means playing your cards right, or going places. All right. So 2 weeks ago or something, confirmation. So 2 weeks ago, it's like a timeline confirmation, aligning into the purpose of why you're having the experience for me. So 2 weeks ago or so, a bubble burst, some kind of truth came out, but it might not have been like something spoken or that was revealed. It could have just been an awakening and enlightening inside of ourselves. It can also be that something broke, something got left behind, there was some kind of change or loss. It also can kind of mean that somebody here is undesirable. So we had the untouchable with the Five of Pentacles, now we have the undesirable with the Five of Cups, and I'm hearing the word Sudra. So somebody we really can't go near, we can't okay, I'm hearing the word, you can't fuck with them. Pardon the language. I'm hearing that word, can't F with them, because they're dark cloud and they're poisonous. And then they're past, they're overextending themselves, because if they're poisonous the way that it's coming out, it would be the Queen of Cups, where we have the King of Cups. So this is a person who has evil orchestrations, machinations, because it's the dose that makes the poison. And no wonder I have all this Virgo energy here. That's a strong indicator for me, because they're expert at, you know, doing things the right way, having strategies, having tactics, because they've done a lot of research. And see, the thing is with Virgos, they always have some kind of extra skill, extra tactic or whatever. And there's nothing wrong about that. There's actually kind of their purpose. They're very discerning. Okay, and then again, death. I have a lapis skull here. It just fell over. And I am seeing the number 13. I'm seeing it twice. I've seen it twice here. Yeah, so the, because now we have a pair of fours and this, the Four of Cups. So something's been on the back burner from Spirit. They were waiting on us to get more holy or take some kind of oath with the Judgment card and the Hierophant, that's oath taking. And then with the Devil card here, it would mean oath breaking, vow breaking. Oh, somebody broke their vows. Somebody violated their oath. No wonder I was getting bad guru, bad mentor. And they're older or they're a senior ranking, because I just heard this line, go back to driving school, grandpa. So it's somebody who should know better, somebody that's been navigating the system on the road for years, decades even, and they still look stupid on the road. Like they belong in training wheels, or they just got behind the wheel for the first time or whatever. A pair of fours means that there's a commitment here. We're in some kind of ship with them. Yeah, ship over troubled waters. They're the troubled waters, turbulent indigo. So they come off smart, but really what they are doing is defending their emotions. Okay, so they're hypervigilant, hypersensitive. Okay, so it's been an honor and a pleasure. Ooh. Ooh. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege and the pleasure to do so. If anything that was said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, book a session, send a donation, and take good care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.